Shalom. If you have a Tanakh, Holy Scriptures, please turn now to Psalm 4, and I will read in English. For the leader with instrumental music, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call, O God, my vindicator. You freed me from distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. You men, how long will my glory be mocked? Will you love illusions, have recourse to frauds, Selah? Know that the Lord singles out the faithful for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. So tremble and sin no more. Ponder it on your bed and sigh. Offer sacrifices in righteousness and trust in the Lord. Many say, Oh, for good days. Bestow your favor on us, O Lord. You put joy into my heart when their grain and wine show increase. Safe and sound I lie down and sleep. For you alone, O Lord, keep me secure. So this psalm, a beautiful psalm like so many others, is particularly interesting and relevant for us today during the age of COVID-19 because it offers us a kind of manual for living and coping during dark times. If you look at the psalm a little more carefully, you will see exactly what I mean, and I'm going to list for you the suggestions that I can glean from this psalm as far as things that we can do and attitudes that we can adapt each and every day during this time. First, the psalm urges us to pray. It starts off by saying, Answer me when I call, O God, my vindicator. So we are urged to offer our prayers and supplications and prayers of gratitude to God. Secondly, the psalmist encourages us to live a life of morality and righteousness. The psalmist instructs us, sin no more. In other words, knowing that we cannot be perfect, what we can do is try to live righteously each and every day. Even when we are not going about our regular business, even if we are staying at home and severely confining our activities, we have opportunities to do good, to be good, and to care for one another. In other words, to live righteously and ethically. Third, the psalmist encourages us to practice acts of tzedakah by making a reference to offering sacrifices in righteousness. The psalmist is telling us to give tzedakah, to give charity, to think of those who are in need at this time, and that very act in itself is an act of righteousness. We are being solicited each and every day by organizations that request and need our help. It is an opportunity for us to stand up and really rise to the occasion, open up our wallets, our checkbooks, and try to be as generous as we possibly can be. Next, the psalmist encourages us to practice the act of silence. One of the verses in the psalm is a little bit tricky, I would say, because it translates as, so tremble and sin no more, ponder it on your bed and sigh. The Hebrew word for sigh here is domu, which also can be translated as practice silence, be silent. Our minds are so active and racing so quickly during this time, and especially when we are experiencing anxiety and high-taut nerves because of what is going on in our world around us today, it is, I think, crucial to take a few moments or minutes or even longer, if possible, every day to try to practice silence, to do some meditation, to do some breathing and awareness of our breath in any way that you possibly can do it, in any way that makes you comfortable. Next, the psalmist says, many say, oh, for good days. This could mean that we are longing for the better days of the past. It also can mean that we are hoping and wishing for better days in the future. And the flip side of that is that we can spend our time and really waste our time worrying and fretting about the deep, dark possibilities of bad stories that can happen to us and to our loved ones and to our world in the future. The psalmist, therefore, is implying that we can do much better by trying to stay in the present, by trying to stay in the moment. Don't get stuck in the past. Don't get stuck in worrying and fretting about the future. Try to live one day at a time and make the most out of each and every moment and out of each and every day. And finally, the psalmist urges us to be sure to get proper rest and sleep. Safe and sound, I lie down and sleep, the psalmist says. For you alone, O Lord, keep me secure. If I have lived well during the day by doing all these things, prayer, meditation and silence, acting with righteousness and morality, practicing tzedakah and giving charity, and trying to stay in the day and be appreciative for what the day has to offer, we will be able to turn in at night and go to bed knowing that we have lived well that day, and we will have some measure of serenity and inner peace. All these actions and practices are coping skills and things that we can do every day to help us cope with and make the most out of the time that we are spending now during this age of COVID-19. And so I hope that the words of the psalmist can give all of us strength and wisdom and understanding, as well as practical wisdom for daily practice. Shalom.